Hello beautiful people, and welcome back to a new video. My name is Evelyn Barta, and thank you everyone for being here and for everyone who subscribed to my channel. I'm bringing a message which I'm going to be sharing with you in a few minutes. I'm also bringing an unusual message, and I channeled something that I never channeled before. And because I'm doing a lot of inner child healing, a lot of trauma healing and shadow work, I thought it's time to channel my inner child and let's see what she has to say, how she's feeling, what are those things that are still in my subconscious and those trapped emotions that my inner child is still carrying. So I thought I'm gonna channel my inner child, and basically everything has a consciousness and you can channel any part of yourself. You can channel the fragmented parts of yourself as well, or each organ, any of your organs, because everything has a consciousness, and as long as you're tapping into that consciousness, you can channel informations. And to be fair, I didn't channel this with a purpose to share it with anyone because it's very personal and it's not easy for me to share it, to be fair, but I decided to do it because it can demonstrate that we all have some collective thoughts, and I think maybe many of you can resonate with it as well. I expected my infant self or the toddler me to come through and to say how she feels, but actually my teen self came through, and then she told me how she's feeling, and then the messages that I received. So the whole thing was starting from my teen years up to my 20s, maybe 25, 26, 27, something like that. So the information was coming through, and then how I felt in the period of time. So I will share this letter from my inner child with all of you. And that is because it does have to do with the topic that I would like to talk about in today's video, and that is the millennial generation and the generations that were prior to the millennial generation, and just starseeds in general, how we relate to today's society, why we feel how we feel, and what is the solution, and how can we make this society to be better, to create this new earth and to complete our mission. The other reason why I want to share this letter with you, because I would like to encourage you all to do this shadow work. Of course, those of you that are ready for this and feel comfortable doing that, so you can do that with your inner child. But it's very important when you decide to do this inner child work to be there for the inner child and to validate how they feel, and to let them know that the feelings and the emotions that they have and those needs that haven't been met are valid, and everyone would feel the same in that situation, and you are there for them. So you have to make your inner child feel safe, and basically just taking a piece of paper and writing down everything that comes up without judgment. Also, you can do that in your meditation. So there are many methods in which you can do that. So I will read what my inner child told me, my teen self basically, and then afterwards I want to talk about our generation and starseeds in general, and why our mission is to be the game changers, what went wrong with this generation, and basically nothing is wrong, you will understand. So okay, I will read this message for you, and then I want to talk about the fourth turning as well a little bit. I will explain afterwards what is it. And this letter is, as I said, from my teen years. Things from the school as well came up, and then also everything up to 27 or something like that, and when I can say that I hit rock bottom. So the end of the letter will be hitting rock bottom basically. So a letter from my inner child. You know, I am fed up of feeling unworthy, and that something is completely wrong with me. They don't get me, and I cannot even tell them anything about me. They will say that I'm sinful and something is wrong with me, that I need to change, and that the world doesn't want people like me. They say that I will end up in hell, and I will end up bringing home a child if I continue doing this. If I don't understand maths and physics, then I'm stupid, and I feel anxious about being caught all the time with not knowing and having no idea what the lectures are about. I'm afraid. I am terrified of being humiliated and ridiculed, so I need to fight back with arrogance and rebelliousness. I can't stand to be made to feel again that this is all about me. I cannot stand feeling like that. This isn't about me, and they are stupid and trying to suppress me. They are saying that I am too much like a princess. I feel ashamed for even wanting to sleep with multiple people, or for just feeling in the moment that this is what I want. Just to be with someone and have sex. Do whatever I want with them with no consequences. And to do as much as I want of that. But I'm feeling ashamed and judged by others because you are not supposed to have multiple partners. They will gossip about me. You are supposed to be a serious woman with serious life plans, married with children. This is what I am going to do because I'm supposed to have a life like that, just like others did, just like my parents did. They say that everything that you are doing when you are young is just not right and it will pass. You will get to the real you later on and your life will be stabilized. This is what they expect me to do. So I'm doing it. But I'm not happy. I want to run away. I want to do what the F I want to do. And I want to be on my own and just to explore life and have as much fun as I want with whoever I want. But those men that are exciting for me, and I see stability with them and passionate love, somehow disappear. They don't want that. They confuse me. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I'm so confused and I cannot let go. I'm hurting inside. I'm hurting so badly. I want to run away so no one can find me. I want to be free and not to give any explanations to anyone because they don't understand me anyway. No one can understand me. I feel so alone. I feel like no one can really see who I am. I feel like I'm falling apart and I cannot continue like this. I'm hurting and I'm losing touch with myself and with reality. I need help. I need love and I need to be understood. But people disappear and I cannot be myself with them. If they find out what I desire, what I want, they will leave me. I will be ridiculed and I cannot feel like that. It hurts so bad to feel so vulnerable and so alone. I cannot go through that again. I cannot feel so unworthy of love and I cannot feel again so not good enough. I need to pretend that I'm strong and I can get over anything. I can handle anything. I don't cry, I am strong. I'm not stupid and I'm not incapable, but I do feel incapable. I don't deserve anything good that other people have. I feel unworthy, but I can obtain what I want because the way I look. I can be loved for how I look like. I can have anyone, but I cannot stand the idea that this will go away and I will be old and not desirable. This makes me feel so depressed and it makes me grieve my whole life. That it's over, that nothing will remain the same. You see, it happened. I'm not wanted. I'm not loved. I feel betrayed and I feel like I don't belong to this world. People around me seem so strong, but I'm so little, so insignificant, and I'm so afraid. I don't want to be here. I don't want to continue, and I cannot stand this pain. This world is not for me. I want to disappear because no one can understand me, and I'm so unworthy of love. There is something not right about me. I don't want to be here. I can't handle anything. I want this to end, but I'm still here, and I don't even know what I want or what I should do. It's so painful. I am so weak and so small. This wasn't easy to read. So imagine with all that pain inside of yourself, in your subconscious, you are still supposed to meet certain expectations in this society. How? And when you don't do, you start to judge yourself for not doing it because this is not what is expected of you. And then you create standards for yourself that you are unable to meet. And no matter how hard you are trying or working, you cannot be successful. You cannot have loving relationships because it feels like you're going upstream and you feel like your whole life is a failure and you're not even understanding that everyone else around you is feeling like that. It's just they are putting up a mask and they are not expressing who they are. They don't even know what those buried emotions are that they have been carrying with them. So it feels like everyone is strong around you and then everyone is having it all together. But you. This is what social media is about. You're not showing the real you. You are not showing your failures. Everyone is just showing the bright side of life. Life is so brilliant for everyone. Everyone is so successful. And it feels like I'm the only one who has failed in life and doesn't even know what they want. And this is such a typical millennial thinking. So let's talk about this millennial generation and the starseeds in general. So you understand why we feel so betrayed so disillusioned, and why this is crucial in order to change the society and to change the game. And those of you that are watching this video and are not falling into the category of the millennials, the millennial generation is the generation that was born between 1980 until the mid-90s. Some people say that people born in the late 90s as well are still falling into the millennial category. But regardless, if you are falling into the category prior to the millennials, which is Generation X, or prior to that, which is the baby boomers, I want you to know that you are way ahead the game, way ahead your time, and it must have been extremely hard to wake up to the reality when there was no awareness about it whatsoever back then. So the baby boomers generation is my parents' generation, people born between 1946 and 1964. And I would say that they were the first generation in the past few hundred years that would really speak up against violence and war. And they did the exact opposite of the generation prior to them, which was the silent generation. They didn't speak up, the silent generation. That's why they are called silent, because they don't think that it's wise to speak up. The next generation, the baby boomers, did the exact opposite of that. They were speaking up violently against the Vietnam War, against crimes. And this is where the hippie movement started as well. So they were considering that equality is very important in the society, and human rights are very important as well. So the boomers started to realize that wars are not bringing anything good in the society, but hate and separation. They started with this to devalue competition as well, and to devalue force and going with force for certain things. So when the millennial generation was born, and the parents of the millennials or the boomers, the millennials were not equipped with those tools that can help them to navigate through a system that is requiring competition. So it made it super hard for a millennial to navigate through a job that is a 9 to 5 and where everyone wants to go to the top and everyone is competitive, because they were not equipped with those tools by their parents, which is not a problem in and of itself. The problem is that the boomers were expecting the millennials, were expecting their children to be successful as well, while they were not equipping them with the right tools. They taught them that if they go to school and they get good grades, if they go to university, they will guaranteed have a good job and good salary for the next 30 to 40 years until they retire. They assume that if this worked for them in the past, it will work as well for their children, for the millennial generation. But it didn't work out because the already flawed system started to fall apart. So by the time the millennials finished their studies, which they had to take student loans for because it was so unaffordable, and left them in debts, which they have to pay back in the next 30 years if they find a job. So by the time they finish their studies, the financial crisis hits. And you cannot rely on the economy, everything is falling apart, people are losing their jobs. So this generation is finding themselves in the middle of a existential crisis. And they are like, wait a minute, we have been told that if we follow the footsteps of our parents, we're gonna be just fine, because they were fine as well. But we are not. So of course we are angry. We have been told that we will get something that didn't even exist in the first place. So what do you do when you find yourself in such an existential crisis? You either conform to the situation or you do the opposite. So millennials either started to compete at the workplace using loads of masculine energies when achieving their goals, not taking in consideration other people and cooperation with other people, because they feel like this is the only way to create success. So they become super hardworking, super pushy when it comes to achieving their goals, and very, very egoistic as well, because they feel like they have to do everything on their own. So if other people are egoistic and narcissistic and everything is just about them, then I will become that as well. And that's why millennials struggle so much with connecting to each other, and social media is just a reinforcement of that mentality. The second category is when you cannot change a system and you don't want to be part of that system either. You will be the opposite, a non-conformist. You will opt out of the system. You want to be out. You don't want to participate whatsoever. You will feel so alone and so betrayed and so disillusioned by the idea that you just have to work hard for something if you want to achieve it, for something that will never give you real results. Then you will say that, you know what, I'm not going to do anything. I'm out. There's no real point for anything like that. And then there's the third category, which have overcome being a part of the system, and they said, okay, I'm gonna do something on my own. I'm gonna start a business for myself because I feel like there's something really off about this system and they really want to enslave me. I feel like they really want to obtain something from me and not giving anything back. So I'm gonna start something and prove to myself that I can survive outside of that system. So many millennials started their businesses and they were successful as well. But when this pandemic kicked in last year, many of those businesses were shut down. And this is just my theory, so take it or leave it. But I do believe that whatever is happening right now is a big time sabotage of millennials. I mean, think about it. There was the silent generation that was unable to speak up because they were so intimidated. Plus, they have been through a lot of wars and stuff like that. They were just happy to be alive. And then there was the next generation, which was the baby boomers, and they were the opposite of that. And now there is this generation that feels disillusioned. They don't trust the governments, they don't trust the authorities whatsoever. They want to do something by themselves to change the game. Let's ruin their plan. Let's show them that they are not in control, and let's silence them as well, because otherwise they will feel too empowered. So the reason why I'm telling you these things is not to make you feel angry about the system, because we anyways know what is going on. But I'm telling you all this in order to understand why we feel the way we feel. And if we understand that, then we will understand what the solution is as well. So let's talk about the solution. Now, many millennials were let down by the system. So we have been promised this and that and that, that if we just work hard and go to school, everything will be fine. We can retire. They don't understand why we are so disillusioned and disappointed by the system, why we feel so rebellious. They don't understand why we are so obsessed with the truth and with authenticity and with our freedom, why we don't trust the authorities, why we don't just understand that this is a real threat, what is going on right now, and we have to take it seriously. They don't understand that because what actually provided them with this false sense of safety was their ignorance and refusing to see the truth. It's almost like telling someone who is very in love with their partner that their partner is actually cheating on them. They will be upset with you. They will say that you are talking BS, that is not true what you are saying, and it has never been true. So we have to understand and to honor the fact that we were born into an era of technological advancements and social media in order to have a variety of choices, to choose to believe in this or in that, to use our discernment and to see beyond those shadow aspects that were hidden and that the previous generations failed to see. So we are here to change the game. And I'm not only talking about the millennial generation, but the generation after that as well, and the generations prior to the millennials, some members of the generation that, as I said, are ahead of their game and their generation. We are here to turn this whole system around, to change things and to create a whole new world. But for that, we need to cooperate with each other. We have to stop feeling separated from each other. We have to stop playing the survival of the fittest game. And we have to start to cooperate and to understand that we are in the same shoes. And we are not the only ones that are feeling betrayed by the system. Being authentic on social media as well, and not only to show the beautiful parts of our lives, but the real parts of our lives. Because when we do that, we give permission to other people to do the same. When we do that, that eliminates shame as well around feeling hopeless and useless. And the other thing is we have to stop having the status quo as the number one goal and money. Focus on your purpose and look deep within yourself. We need to do that. We need to see what is our purpose in life, what is our mission, why we came here. Because what is giving you that extra push when achieving your goals, which many millennials are struggling with because their attention span is very, very small. We have been disillusioned by working hard and achieving certain things on the long run because we know that what we have been waiting for to achieve has never been there. So we are not even investing our time in those things. And what is giving you that extra push and resilience when it comes to achieving your goals is doing your mission, following your purpose in life. And that will never allow you to burn out, because when you have a purpose, then the end goal doesn't really matter. So I believe that many of us are struggling and are feeling like in between wanting something, wanting to achieve something, but then not wanting to achieve that thing because we feel like our efforts will not be appreciated and that our investment in something is not going to pay off. And that applies to our relationships with other people as well. wanting a relationship and being invested in that relationship, but then not being invested because we are afraid that if we are putting a lot of energy into it, it's still not going to work out. So we have to let go of these ideas and really to look within ourselves and to ask what is that we really want. That's why it's so important to do these shadow works and to be very, very honest with ourselves, because then we will start being honest with others as well. And this is how we change the society. So it's not easy, but I think we are on the right path, because in these spiritual communities as well, I feel like we are starting to come together and to really collaborate with each other and to find like-minded people. So we will soon start, and we are co-creating already this new reality, this new society that will be so, so different to what we have experienced up to this point. And this is something that the Galactic Federation is assuring us about. And let me share this message with you now. I feel like this speech about the millennials was a little bit hectic, but I really hope that it made sense. And yeah, let me share what I received last night from the Galactic Federation, and then I will end this video with that message. I really wanted to talk about the fourth turning as well, but I think I will do that in a different video, not today. So this channel message is from the Galactic Federation of Light from the 20th of October 2021. Last night we had the full moon. I have a headache today. I didn't have it yesterday, but I'm having it today. It was really, really intense, the energy, but very nice as well. So the GFL said, the crystalline grid intensification is bringing the harmony, the peace, and the recognition of your truth. We are you, the healers of your souls. And that is the answer that we can give to those that are wondering about our mission and service. We are helping you to realize your own divine potential and to recognize the answers when they show up. We are here to maintain balance, to bring forward the truth within the universal consciousness, and to bring forward what has been hidden and what wants to see the light of the day. Your recognition of this is existentially recognized and accepted by us, and the stones that were so heavy on your shoulders due to this unidentification of yourself and where you're coming from now is being lifted. What a great feeling is to stay humble and light in the true nature of the universal consciousness, and to believe that there is a way out of that which you call mess that has been defining your existence on earth. There is a great way of solving things. There is an opportunity for expansion. You have to see this, and you can remove the bottlenecks in your systems. There was a time when you handed that responsibility to others that claimed to be knowledgeable about how your society has to be led. Now you understand that you are those that are capable of governing yourselves, and that soon should be implemented in your structures. You will see through those flaws that have been causing the bottleneck in your system, those ideas that have prevented the energy from flowing in a harmonized way, creating a harmonized society. And that has caused a great deal of displacement in the universal frequency and centralized duality. What we mean by centralized duality is the capacity to see beyond the polarized self and the capacity to see the unity within each and every system. To see the creation of the high frequency, both individually and as a group, as a collective. You are seeing through those aspects now, and you are capable of identifying where the blocking has happened, so you can safely remove that and move forward lighter and with integration in the universal whole. Seeing this is creating a great deal of respect for each other, and the love being integrated on your planet has a significant changing force that will start a ripple effect from the inside out. The wave of the consciousness elevation is being now extended all around the planet, and souls are having the realization of the real them, of the real truth that is implementing the light and anchoring that on the earth plane. Let yourself be celebrated, because you are graduating from the mission of integration, and that is erasing those obstacles from your way that has caused you to close up and close your heart. Now you are opening your hearts, and you are letting the light in to heal and integrate all those aspects that have been hidden and that have been operating from those subconscious layers that you decided to disown. Be gentle and loving with yourselves, and see others too as children of the creation that are graduating from the school of the earth plane. Some faster, others with a slower motion, but eventually you are heading into the same direction and will meet in divine unity. We are leaving you now in the infinite frequency of the love light creation. Peace with you all, lovely beings of God. So that was the message from the Galactic Federation of Light. I keep thinking about Pleiadians, so it's definitely the Pleiadian collective council within the Galactic Federation of Light. So basically what they are saying is that everything that I talked about in today's video is going to be solved, and the healing is happening. The crystalline grid intensification is bringing harmony, is bringing peace and recognition of the truth. So there's a lot that is coming out in terms of truth, and those hidden aspects of ourselves, shadow aspects that have been a burden and we have been carrying those things. They say that they were very heavy on our shoulders, and now those things are being lifted, so we can feel finally lighter. They talk about the centralized duality, which I first didn't understand what is that, and that's why I was asking for clarification. And they said that they mean by centralized duality the capacity to see beyond the polarized self, and to understand that there's a unity within each and every system as well. And when we understand that, then we can rise above this polarity and duality, then we will recognize and identify the bottlenecks in the system. And now we are capable of doing that. Now we are capable of recognizing what those blockages are in this whole societal system and those bottlenecks that can be removed, and we can safely remove them and to move forward lighter and in peace. I believe that the more we are understanding ourselves, the more we will understand how the whole society works, the whole structure and the whole system works, and we will be capable of seeing through those things that are not working. And this is what our shadow work is about. First, recognizing the blockages in our own systems and removing those things, and that will create a ripple effect from the inside out, so it will extend to the whole society. So first, we have to focus on our own internal system. And when we remove those bottlenecks that prevented the energy from flowing, then the energy will start flowing as well. And then because the whole society is a hologram of our internal system, then the exact same thing will happen on a collective level as well. The energy will start flowing. So guys, this was today's message and today's topic. I really hope that this made sense. I was trying my best to explain it. If you could resonate with the message and you haven't subscribed yet, then feel free to do that. Hit the notification bell because I'm uploading every week. Also share this message with those people that can also resonate. You can give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down because it's helping the algorithm. I will probably make some polls and post them on YouTube feed. I was thinking about doing that and ask some questions about topics that you might want me to ask the GFL or Pleiadians about. So if you see those polls, then feel free to vote in them. And thank you again for being here. Thank you for your support. Take care of yourselves. I cannot wait to see you in my next video. Kisses to you all.